She's a grown human being. She's a grown woman. She can do whatever the flub she wants. If she wants to stare down a camera and go, screw your Olympic Games, I'm going home to eat Cheetos. Simon of the Board A-hole here, along with Gerald the fitness mascot and Stan of the Games Giraffe. And, well, you may not know, don't have to know. It's not a law, it's not a rule. It'd be weird if it were. The Olympics are going on right now. They're going on over in Tokyo, Japan. They're a little bit weird because there's no crowd, because of the pandemic and so on and so forth. But the big story, or at least the story that everybody wants to talk about today, is that American gymnast Simone Biles has pulled out. She doesn't want to do it anymore. She had some kind of practice, or she did one kind of run, whatever the right terminology would be, yesterday or a couple of days ago. Didn't do very well, especially for her standards, and then came out and said, look, my mental health is all over the place. I'm not having fun. I'm not entertaining myself. So I'm going to pull out of this high-profile event. Now, in many ways, she is the face of gymnastics, or that is at least what I have been led to believe over the last few days. There must be some truth in it, because even I knew who this person was, right? I'd heard the name in the ether. I wouldn't have been able to tell you much about it because I don't follow gymnastics, even though I think it's badass and incredibly, well, impressive. But, you know, she had broken through to at least a certain degree where even me, stupid man who knows nothing, had heard of her name. Now, instantly, the internet has gone into a foray about what this means and what this doesn't mean, right? And you have kind of two camps. You have the one camp that it's like, man, sports people need to be stronger in the brain, and this is absolutely, we're just using mental health as an excuse. Or you have the other side of the fence, which is the stance that I'm going to take. You'll be shocked to believe and shocked to hear, but it is what we used to do on this channel back in the day. There was a series called Miller's Musings, and we would talk about, you know, mental health and how hard life can be it with work, relationships, personal stuff, whatever the hell it may be. And I feel especially passionate about this one because the big counterpoint to it all seems to be, if you're a high-level athlete, you need to have the mental capacity and the mental fortitude to just get on with it, right? That's how you get the gold medal, that's how you get first place, that's how you absolutely smash it. And of course that is true. But if we take Simone Biles, for example, I'm pretty sure we can say that she has done this time and time again. I'm pretty sure she's the most decorated gymnast ever. Even if not, she's won like 30 titles and 30 medals cumulatively over her career. You cannot argue that she hasn't got the drive, she hasn't got the passion, and she hasn't got whatever the will you need to become this massive super Olympic champion, right? She's done it. But if she gets to a point where she's like, you know what, I can't do it this time around, even if the reason she can't do it this time around is because she did have a bad run, and she realized, man, I don't want to lose, I don't know if I can take that pressure, that still counts as a mental health problem. This is the one that really annoyed me, or the take that annoyed me. But again, as always, you're allowed your own opinion. I'm not saying that, but also we live in a free country, free world. The opinion annoyed me. It's not black and white, right? It's a very, very, very shades of grey area. But some people say, oh, she's just using mental health as an excuse because she didn't want to lose. It's not an excuse. Now, I don't know what the reasons are. It may be there's something we don't even know about in her personal life, but we just focus it on the event itself. Maybe that is the case, but it still counts as something that can affect your mental health. If you have been smashing it for 10, 12, 14 years, whatever the hell it's been, I mean, she's been to 2 Olympics, so it's probably at least 8 or 4 years, you know what I mean? But if you have been smashing it for that amount of time, and then you go out there to do your thing, but then realize, I don't think I'm going to pull it off this time. And in the lead up to this, everyone's been telling me, oh, she's the one, she's going to do it, she's unstoppable, she's the best ever. And you start to think, what happens if I do lose? Then what's the reaction going to be? Then what's social media going to say? What's going to happen here? What's going to happen there? What's going to happen all over the place? I bet your brain would go into meltdown, and I bet your brain would go into overdrive. This doesn't surprise me at all. And I don't understand why all of a sudden it becomes, well, it can't be a mental health thing, she just doesn't want to lose. Maybe the losing is what triggered the mental health thing. It has to be black or white. No, you have to be either super duper depressed because of this, or you have to be going out there smashing it. That's not realistic. That's absolutely crazy. And I do think there's this, like if she had broken her ankle, would anyone be saying anything? Get out there on your ankle. No. Okay, so she broke her brain. So maybe we should be a bit more empathetic, a bit more sympathetic, a bit more compassionate, and try and help her with her brain. Also, she's a grown human being. She's a grown woman. She can do whatever the flub she wants. If she wants to stare down a camera and go, screw your Olympic Games, I'm going home to eat Cheetos, she should be allowed to do it without getting, especially somebody of this ilk, especially someone that has already won every single thing you can possibly think of within her speciality. I don't even know where the argument is. And then people say, oh, you're going to, I'm kind of repeating myself, but people say, oh, you're going to water down mental health. No, you have to accept mental health on every single level that is presented at you. It doesn't mean that all of a sudden someone can't turn up for work every day. Everyone's like, oh no, if we just tiptoe around it, like Steve won't come to the bank. Well, that's a totally different issue. Steve's bank manager needs to sit down with me and be like, Steve, what's going on? And they should be able to work through the issues. But the big problem we have, even still in 2021, is Steve probably is suffering, but he doesn't want to say anything. And because he doesn't want to say anything, because he's terrified of losing his job, some days he wakes up and he can't get to work because he's suffering from mental health problems. See? But if he knew he could talk to his bank manager boss, maybe they would find a way to sort it out. You have to deal with it on a case-by-case basis. And it's just blanket theory that we have to, oh, we can't tiptoe and call around everyone, otherwise there'll be a mental health pandemic and nobody will ever do anything, is ridiculous. It's stupid. Like, take myself right now. Have I had moments in the past where I felt apprehensive and anxious and down and up and left and right. Of course I have. But right now, I'm feeling pretty good about life, right? I want to make videos. I want to go do my wrestling and I want to go to the gym, whatever the hell it is that I'm passionate about and enjoy. I don't want to make up an excuse. So there's no worry that I'm going to do it, and I never would. But let's say, go back to Steve. Steve is making it up. He's not. Do you not think it kind of sounds like he probably has a mental health issue if he's lying about his mental health to get off his job? Don't you think that probably comes from a bad place, that he is not dealing with it in the right way at all? Baby. And that's something that does need to be sorted out, but that's why it comes down to an individual basis. I would much rather believe everybody that was saying they had mental health problems and hope that we help most of them than assume the opposite. I think assuming the opposite is absolutely crazy. We do it all the time. And I'm sure there are people out there lying about their mental health, but they're still suffering from a mental health issue because they feel like they need to lie about their mental health. Mental health doesn't always have to be sat in a corner rocking going, oh. Again, it comes in many, many forms and many, many shapes and sizes. And to get someone that has won all of this stuff and smashed and surpassed what most of us could ever dream of, to have the finger of blame pointed at her because she wanted to bow out of an Olympic Games that's been pretty crazy to begin with. I mean, it's already 12 months delayed and it's happening in front of no fans, and you've got this whole COVID pandemic, no family, stuck in a bubble, all this stuff which can weigh on somebody's brain. I don't think it makes her weak. I don't think it makes her a quitter. I don't think it makes her a failure. And I don't think she should be getting dragged over the coals as much as she is. I just don't. That's just how I see it. And I get there's always going to be the brigade, oh, we're being too soft, we're being too soft. All right, in this case, let's be soft. Maybe in another case, we have to be hard. But again, we just do these blanket theories all the time. And I'm going to start wrapping this video up now because I realize I'm just repeating myself. But if it was Barry, there's a new person, we didn't know who Barry was, then you could probably raise your eyebrow a little bit, but even then you shouldn't. But her track record has literally been public. We knew everything she did and everything she's done, and she has always operated at the highest of levels. I don't even know why you would want to go out there. I think the other cool thing about it as well, cool is probably not the right word. If you are a young athlete or you are anybody who is striving to be the best, to see someone who has succeeded so much look into a camera and say, I don't want to do this today because I'm not feeling great, that normalizes it. That normalizes it. And if people want to take advantage of that, well, people take advantage of everything. Nothing to do with mental health. That's to do with the human being. If it's not mental health, it will be something else. But it hopefully will take pressure off the people that it needs to take pressure over. That's the other thing, right? Not everybody is the same. Some athletes need to be pushed. Some athletes need to be coddled. And not everybody can win the gold. That's the whole point. Sometimes getting there is an achievement itself, depending on your skill level. Doesn't mean you don't want to win the gold, but if you somehow are the 6th best ranked person in your field and you wind up with a silver or bronze, hey, you smashed it. And you can spin it like Jerry Seinfeld and say, well, you won silver, you're the first loser. Of course, that's a way to look at it. But hey, here's the other thing. You can look at it in both those ways. You can go, damn it, I should have got gold and I didn't. And you can go, but hey ho, you know what? I got silver. There's a Watford goalkeeper called Ben Foster. I love him. Even when he loses, he compartmentalizes it so well. But because he's not walking around moping and was like, oh, you don't care about the game. What would you rather he did? Smashed his head into a wall? No. He clearly gives 100% in every single game that he plays, but he just understands there's no point letting it drag him down. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I really, really don't. So I think we could all learn from this. I hope that we do all learn from this. I hope we all find the courage within ourselves to make sure that we speak up of our own feelings, because the more people that do it, the more normal it becomes. And then one day, hopefully everybody is skipping around in fairyland, which actually isn't something I even want. That sounds terrible. Now, please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe. There's a bell right there. Give it a click, ding, ding, so you know when other new videos are going live. There's also a video on the screen, or will be in a second. Please do give it a click. Instagram and Twitter, come call me an idiot, is at SimonMiller316. Got a Patreon, patreon.com/SimonMiller316. I'm in Greg Doucette's book 13, not called that. The link is in the description. Use the code Simon15 to get 15% off. SimonWiller.BigCartel.com for merch. I've clearly ranted too much. I've gone crazy, but thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.